All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Power Comics YouTube channel. This is Evan Husney. Sorry for the delay in content. It's been crazy around here. We're actually going to get into a bunch of news updates on this video that I'm making myself here. Talk about what's next and what's been going on. I'm actually moving, so I'm actually leaving these Power Comics headquarters and relocating actually across the street. So that's why you're seeing boxes and things stacked up and packed away. So that's why I've also not been making videos, because I've been focused primarily on the move and getting that accomplished. So once that's done, we can focus on getting back to the channel. So anyway, a couple things at hand here that I want to touch on before we get into today's video. And today's video is going to be amazing because we're going to be talking about our two newest products that are available now that you can order on floatingworldcomics.com. So we're going to get into those straight away. But first, let's talk about some news updates. Number one, I owe you guys the results of our giveaway from the last video. That's right. Our last live stream we did with Ben and Gabe, I think it was 3 weeks now. It's been 3 weeks. Oops, sorry. Since we did our read-through of Guardians of Justice and the O-Force. But we did promise, because that was our 50th episode of the book club, that we were going to give away this issue of Dreamweaver, a free issue from the Power Vaults here. Now, these things go for about $100 now on eBay, if you're lucky. So we're giving away an issue of Dreamweaver 1 if you had commented on that video with the proper hashtag. So I have all those names loaded up into the computer, and we're just about to give that away. We're also going to talk about today the Hall of Fame. I want to give an update on the Hall of Fame and what's going on, and that's going to be slightly postponed, but we are going to have the Hall of Fame going as we get into early next year. And what next week's show is going to be. We're going to do an interesting, weird live stream. I should say not next week. It's actually going to be this week, just in a couple of days. So we'll talk about that. That's going to be super fun. But all right. Let's get this goddamn giveaway out of the way. Why don't we do that? Okay. So check it out. Here are all the names of the folks that commented on the video. There is 33 names of people who commented on our last video to enter in for this giveaway. And I'm going to do this very simply. I'm just going to go to Google here, and I'm going to type in random number from 1 to 33. And you're watching this happen now, so there's no tomfoolery, no stolen results. Here we go. Number 21. Okay. Number 21 is the winner, and it is Adam Brooks. Oh, my word. Adam Brooks, you are the winner of the Dreamweaver number 1. I will reach out to you, Adam. I'll get your information, and I will get this out the door. Congratulations. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of that, too. So a copy of Dreamweaver 1 is going to be on the way to you. And we'll do some more giveaways as well coming up probably on our next live stream. I'll come up with something else that we can give away. But that's a big one. That's a big one, obviously, for our 50th episode of the Power Comics Book Club. All right, let's talk quickly about the Hall of Fame, get that out of the way, and then let's get into our new products, because that's what I really want to talk about and show you guys, because they're fucking amazing and they just showed up. All right, so the Power Comics Hall of Fame normally would be happening right now in December as we're getting into the holidays. But of course, since I'm moving and some life got into the way and focusing on that move, we are going to be sending out the ballots this week. The ballots are going to be going out to anyone who's part of the Power Academy thus far from last year. But we're also going to extend voting to the Patreon. So if you're signed up to patreon.com/powercomics, you also will be eligible to vote in the Power Comics Hall of Fame. And again, we're going to do the same rules as we did last year, where once you get the email from the Power Comics Hall of Fame to vote, you will be voting on 10 individual issues, and we will pick only 5. The top 5 will get in for the second year, and then we're going to be sending out, I think we send out 10 artists. Yeah, 10 artists, 10 power creators, artists and writers, and only 3 of those 10 will be getting in for year 2. So watch out for that email. Watch out on the Patreon. That email and message is going to be going out this week, and that'll be your chance to vote in the Hall of Fame. Now, when is the Hall of Fame going to happen? I'm going to try to make it happen in January, depending on how the move goes. We might be pushing it into February. So I would probably plan around February 2023 when the actual ceremony will happen on this channel, and we will induct formally the folks into the Hall of Fame. So that's the Hall of Fame. All right, now let's get into these new products because they just showed up. That, of course, I am talking about. I'm going to switch to the camera right now to show you. All right, and boom, here are our latest releases. This is release number 3 and 4, together with our partnership with Floating World Comics out of Portland, Oregon. What am I talking about? Well, if you're not familiar, we have, as of last year, partnered with Floating World Comics out of Portland, Oregon, to republish our favorite Power comics from decades past in these loving reissues here, faithful reissues, I should add, of these extremely rare books that are otherwise really expensive to get or impossible to find. We have been putting them out with that partnership with Floating World. And these are our latest releases. Earthman, or Wholesomely Deranged, the Sublime Interstellar Works of Robert Nunn, which collects Earthman 1 and 2, his latest issue that he made at 93 years old, and Torch. This is the works of Robert Nunn. I think a very big favorite forerunner for Power Comics Hall of Fame year 2, absolutely. But we have collected his works in this edition here, which ships right now from floatingworldcomics.com. And then, of course, this bad boy just showed up on my doorstep earlier today, which I've been waiting for in order to do this video, which is the complete 80-page giant of Crowbar 9. Now, everybody remembers Steve McCardle, the man behind Vendetta, Holy Vindicator, our previous release from earlier this year, a beautiful trade paperback we put out. This is his second series, man, the one that he did in the late 90s after Vendetta. It's called Crowbar 9. It's a team book. It's amazing. Issues 1 and 2 were extremely rare to find, and he never finished issue 3 until now. Steve, with all the enthusiasm behind Vendetta and everything else, he was able to finish issue number 3. So this is the complete Crowbar 9 story presented in an 80-page giant. So together, these two books, I think this book, I think it's available to order now on the website. It might ship now, but I think it might also ship in January. So you might want to check the website. Actually, let's check the website right now and see what the deal is. Yeah, if you go to floatingworldcomics.com right now, you can either order or pre-order this. This might actually ship. I'm going to check with Floating World right now, and I'll just put it on the video if it ships already right now. But this is available for $9.99. It's an 80-page giant, like I said, with the complete Crowbar 9 story by Steve McCardle. It's in stock right now, so that leads me to believe it does ship. And then here, of course, you can order the Earthman and Torch collection. Robert Nunn, you're definitely going to want this, man. This is some bugged out shit. It's amazing. Got some essays in there from yours truly and Ramey Bennett and Gabe Deichel. It's awesome because it also collects Torch, which is the rarest of both issues from Bob Nunn. So it's awesome to have these all together. And then, of course, yeah, we have our other stuff. Lance Stanton and Vendetta is also available in the store as well. So, let's start just looking at these because I've been wanting to show them off on the channel. Let's first look at Earthman because this one is available now. It's awesome. Obviously faithful to the magenta, the dark magenta cover here. But yeah, and then also Colin Tendo, shout out to Colin, helped us design this awesome titling here for Wholesomely Deranged. I love that title. I think it's perfect for, Bob Nunn's work. So this is a 64-page book here. Like I said, it's only $7.99. I think that's a great price for this. And what's great about it is right off the bat here, it keeps the inside cover from Earthman intact. As it was in the original thing. And then this is awesome here because this is Robert Nunn's signature, and I actually got this signature when I met him in person when we went down to his house in Delaware. You can get in the archives of our videos and watch our coverage from that trip last year. It was amazing. That's what led to this whole re-release and everything. But yes, he's 93 years old, maybe 94 now. But when I met him, I got my Earthman signed. Of course, there's his signature, and then we scanned it and added it here for this, which I love. So this is the original Earthman inside cover, and then here's the start of our essay on Robert Nunn's works, which kind of sums up that trip we did to Delaware and just discovering his work and all the several reasons why we never thought we would ever cross paths with Bob Nunn. And so that, of course, is from me, Gabe, and Ramey wrote this, kind of summarizing that backstory. So if any readers out there picking this up off the stands and don't know the backstory, it gives a little context to this art and why there's no splash page and Bob Nunn's work just throws you right, into it. And we've covered, Earthman and both Earthman and Torch extensively on the channel, so I won't belabor it. But it's amazing to see this recreated here, and it's awesome that, of course, Jason at Floating World, shout out to him, was able to get this all printed on newsprint. I think it just adds a lot. I mean, rather than like a glossy paper or something that just doesn't feel authentic to the time of when this was printed originally. So it's cool to see it presented. I think context is everything, and to see this, printed again on newsprint is just awesome. But yeah, as you can see, Bob Nunn's art is amazing. Total outsider art here in the style of old, 1940s newspaper strips, even 1930s newspaper strips, but also adding just another element to it, another sort of, nightmarish, surrealish vibe to this story. It's obviously kind of a very retro sci-fi story that kind of descends into like a whodunit vampire story with very bizarre logic and dream-like quality to it, but it's just amazing about a robot that gives blood transfusions and, Satan, sort of like satanic overtones, but then it's kind of all hinges on the direction a phone cord is laying, if it's laying to the north side or the south side. It's very particular and weird, but that's why we love it. Yeah, here's the phone cord. Like the whole aha moment of the story is which side the phone cord is on this phone. Very bizarre, but I love it. You gotta love like painting crosses on people's foreheads, and like I said, robots giving blood transfusions, and yeah, the art just looks great here. My light is kind of blowing out the glare of it here on this left side, but you can tell it looks awesome. Okay, so now this, of course, we've shown on the channel extensively. We went through it panel by panel just a couple videos ago, but this is, of course, Earthman 2. All the enthusiasm that Bob Nunn had at 93 years old from us coming to visit him and seeing how enthusiastic we were, I guess, was pretty kinetic. And it really caused him to go back to the drawing board to grab some white poster board and some markers and start drawing comics again, and he did. And this is Earthman 2, which is presented here in marker. But this is his follow-up issue over 40 years later, which is amazing. He instructed us to put this little piece here. This is a true story of UFO inside. So this is, I guess, a true story about a UFO. And it's amazing. So it's just so cool to see. Again, we never thought we'd see an Earthman 2, and especially 45 years plus later. And this is what it is: the work of a 93-year-old man going back to his material. And it's just literally one of the most surreal and crazy stories. But it's really imaginative and wild. It's short, but it's short and sweet. And then I love how he gives a legend here to the different vegetation on this alien planet that's in the story. Of course, special shout out to the red poo-poo tree. The red poo-poo tree. That shit always gets me. But yeah. And then, of course, we got Torch, as I mentioned, the rarest of all Bob Nunn comics. I've only seen one issue in my life, which I'm glad that I have. And I know Gabe has never had a copy of it. I know tons of people in the community have been just, waiting to get their hands on a copy of Torch. It's extremely rare. So it's awesome to reprint it here. Of course, here's an essay from our own Raimi Bennett, our Manhattan correspondent. She kind of dove into the history of Christian sort of, like rhetoric-driven, fear-mongering Christian sort of comics, that would sort of scare you into the religion. And it's amazing because obviously it gets into the Jack Chick sort of comics, but also how like Betty and Veronica were sort of used in that sort of way into the 1970s. There were a lot of Christian comics happening and really, I think, but were quite successful into the 70s. And so I think this was, which we later learned, Bob Nunn, who hadn't really sold anything or was aspiring to, make money in the industry, saw that Christian comic books, him himself being a Christian, but saw that Christian comics were actually selling and doing well. He decided to make his own, and that's what this is. Of course, it does have, contains some of the bigoted viewpoints and, weird logic, and ideology that doesn't age all that well, but hey, that's part of the history of this work, and I think I think Raimi contextualizes that beautifully here. So Torch, yeah, awesome to see this back in print. Again, here's the inside front cover of Torch, again with the Bob Nunn signature that he gave me in person that I've recreated here. But this story is just, I mean, for my money, if this don't get into the Hall of Fame, if Earthman and Torch don't get into the Hall of Fame, year 2, I don't know what, but I'm sure that they probably will. But this story, right up there with John Tar 1, is Hall of Fame, Power Comics Hall of Fame material. And this is one of the crazier comic book stories I think I've ever read, and it's awesome to see it recreated here, all in one package. I mean, we've looked at these panels in detail multiple times on this channel. We actually did an entire read through of this issue in character. So if you want to see a table read of this book, that's also in the YouTube archives that you can scare up. Our own YouTube archives, of course. But yeah, this story has it all. Just one of the crazier things I've ever read. Yeah. Wow. Of course, a lot of masculine panic here, a lot of masculine insecurities, and basically about this God-fearing man who assumes the superhero of Torch, the identity of Torch, when he is threatened and tempted by Satan and his demon named Demona. Again, classic Bob Nunn fight scene here. Love it. And there you have it. And then, of course, we preserved the inside back cover of Earthman 1 here with this insane Bob Nunn signature. And this is great because in this inside cover, he's urging viewers, if you like the material, to send it into a newspaper syndicate that is long since defunct in St. Joseph, Missouri. So it just goes to show you how regional this material was when you're calling out your audience to contact an establishment in St. Joseph, Missouri. So that's it. That's the Wholesomely Deranged the Wholesomely Deranged, the Sublime Interstellar Works of Robert Nunn. And of course, as I mentioned, gang, it is available to order and ships right now. You can either get it from floatingworldcomics.com right now. I also do have a few copies here that I'm willing to sell you guys for $8 plus shipping if you want to DM me on Instagram at @power_comics. I can also hook you up with a copy if you like. I got a bunch here, or you can order it directly from Floating World if you want to pick up a few things. But yeah, that's that piece. So just amazing stuff. All right, let's look at the next one here. This just showed up on my front door, and it kind of took my breath away because this one kind of snuck up on me that this was actually completed. But this is the follow-up to Vendetta, Holy Vindicator, and Artillery, of course, Steve McCardle's franchise. This is expanding that Steve McCardle world even further, and introduces this new superhero faction, Crowbar 9, Civilian Reserves for Operations of War. And I love that, too, because it's, C.R.O.W.BAR9. It's like half got the acronym and half doesn't, which I think is super cool. But this book is everything you'd want from like a 90s style power comic. Obviously the Robert Nunn stuff is like kind of the cracked 70s vibe. That's when he did illustrate it. It was then the first time it was ever published was in the early 90s, even though it was drawn in the 70s. But this just screams late 90s to me in so many ways. I think it's 97 is when Crowbar 9 issue 1 came out. And like I said, issue 1 and 2 I do have, but only because Steve McCardle sent them to me. I've never seen them in the wild. I've never seen them pop up on eBay. Maybe a few have, because maybe some people have gotten them from Steve direct and then resold, but they don't pop up anywhere. I think Steve was basically bootstrapping these issues himself, like self-distributing, selling them to stores, selling them at cons. I don't think they were in distribution like Vendetta was. So these are extremely rare. And then for the longest time, when we had Steve on the channel and we did an interview with him about his process and his history of making comics, he always said his dream was to complete this series. This was supposed to be a 3-issue series that he never completed. Issue number 3 was half done. And I think because of the sort of enthusiasm from collaborating with us on the... I think I have one right here. Collaborating with us on this Vendetta book. This is, if you haven't seen this is the Vendetta Holy Vindicator trade paperback that we released earlier this year. 160 pages of the entire run, plus bonus material, also on the website. But we did this... I think from the enthusiasm of getting this out there into the market. I think it was Steve really saw it as an opportunity for momentum to finish, Crowbar 9 issue number 3, which is in here, which I have not read yet. I'm very excited to sit down and reread this whole issue here. But so let's just take a look at it. The Crowbar 9. I love how the sort of the wraparound cover is is recreated here. Gotta love the Power Comics logo. It's awesome to see on all this. Just again, something I never thought that would happen when we first started our frickin' what is it called? Our Tumblr, our fucking Tumblr, back in whatever that was, 2010. But here we go. Let's take a look. Love this here. This looks like this is a new sort of inside cover, but very much in the style of most of the others. Got the first printing here. It's dedicated to Janet Ann McArdle. We got some pinup pages. I love this too, that they got Ken Landgraf of New York City Outlaws to do some pinup pages from Crowbar. It's actually an amazing 2-page splash. We're going to look at it here in a second, but it's fucking amazing. Ken Landgraf doing Steve McArdle characters. Now that is amazing. So Steve McArdle, we have issue number 1 is The Confrontation, issue number 2, Battle Beneath the Earth, and the never before ever released The Bitter Taste of Victory, chapter 3. So we have not gone through these issues on the channel at all. I've been actually meaning to do that, so we'll probably get Steve on here back again to look at these. But if you're a fan of Vendetta and you've been seeing following the Vendetta stuff on our channel, or if you bought the trade, right away that this is Steve McArdle's work, straight out of the gate. It's got all the same. I love this news stuff. Yeah, it's amazing. Just bodies. The Sons of the Sky this cult committed mass suicide. Incredible. There's just awesome stuff in here. Just super 90s explosion here. I love it so much. So it's so cool to have this finally collected. And this is great too, because look at this. Yeah, this is amazing. God, that's great. This alien language here. Yeah, amazing. Just incredible work. And then here's the wraparound cover in black and white. I think, did he redo this? I think he redid that. I think this is the cover, the wraparound cover to issue number 2, but it almost looks like he might have redone this. I'm not sure, but Steve, if you're in the comments, let us know if I'm right. But yeah, look at that. Crowbar 9, issue number 2. Looks amazing. Yeah, wow, yeah. That looks like, or maybe this is new. Something's new in here. But yeah, look at that splash page. That's great. And what's cool about this too is, whoa, wow. I keep trying to get that one sentence out, but my breath is taken away. Is that Vendetta shows up in this series. So it is all part of the same universe. Which is really cool, obviously. Oh, I love that there's photo. There's photo samples of people here, cutouts. That's amazing. Of him watching TV. Steve McArdle self-portrait right here. Love it. Yeah, so it is all connected to the same universe. So this is a great companion. See? Boom. There's Vendetta. It's awesome. Love it. Yeah. I love how it's all part of the Steve world. Got to have the classic vertical page here. Love it. Really cool. Yep, here's Vendetta meeting up with Crowbar. Love this flaming skull here. Yeah, this is all great stuff. Yeah, so here's the cliffhanger here from issue number 2. And looks like we got a note from Steve here. And that's where things stayed for over 2 decades. The next chapter is the 3rd and final issue of Crowbar 9. This issue remained unfinished, unpublished, and never before seen by anyone except myself for 20 plus years until now. Thanks to Jason Lavian at Floating World, me at Power Comics, and you for helping me complete my long-lost trilogy and anyone else I forgot. Steve McArdle, obviously awesome handwriting. This is the original alternate artwork for Crowbar 9, issue number 3. Well, page 1. And then, of course, I'm presumingly a new freaking amazing splash page here from Steve. Wow. That's great. Yep. Got some secret files here of the characters. Ron, Moses, Malloy, Cyclone, Chain Gang, Great name for him. And Photon. And then here's the, I'm presuming a new splash page. It's great. And here's a never before seen issue number 3, guys. World premiere. Looks fucking awesome. Vendetta looks great there. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. So $9.99 for this. $9.99 for this 80-page giant. I mean, take a look. Wow. Love it. Obviously, he's not taking a break on any of the pages here. And it looks seamless, you know. Seamless to what the other pages look like here. Look at this stuff. So much detail. Aliens and metal, and it's just awesome. Looks great. And spaceships and this fucking guy. Yeah, I got to read this. I admittedly have not read it yet. I literally just hopped on here just to show it to you guys straight away. But man, it looks great. Looks like we got a nice cliffhanger here. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, here we go. Check this out. World premiere of the Ken Landgraf double splash. Look at this. Oh my God. Wow. That is fucking incredible. Dude, Ken Landgraf. And this is done in 2021. Ken Landgraf is still going strong. Look at that. Holy shit. This is worth the price of admission right here. If this don't sell the book, I don't know what else will. Oh my God. That is fucking killer. Nice work, Steve, on getting that. Nice work. And nice work, Ken. Incredible. And more secret files here. But check this out. Our first ever Power Comics ad. I love it. Colin Tendo. Shout out to Colin Tendo. Colin Noseworthy, he designed this ad for us, which looks amazing. Yeah, you can get the Lance Stanton Wayward Warrior and the T-shirt. The T-shirt is available on Floating World Comics. I forgot to shout that out earlier, but you can actually get the bundle of the shirt and the book. Here's, of course, the Vendetta trade, the Earthman Crowbar 9 set. And then, of course, y'all know it, coming in next year and beyond, New York City Outlaws, finally. The New York City Outlaws trade paperback from Ken Landgraf, of course. And these two bad boys, which I've been working on almost nonstop for the past few months, which is we have the complete John Tar that's coming out. It's all freaking 9 issues of John Tar plus bonus material. And then we have the Savage World of Tony Lorenz. I love how they printed this here. The Citizen Kane of 80s Outsider Small Press Comics. That's amazing. So yeah, we got some amazing stuff here. So I love how we got our own little ad page. Thanks, Colin, for designing that. So there you have it. And of course, as I showed with the other one with Earthman here, this is available right now to order. I'm pretty sure that it probably will ship pretty soon. If not, it ships January 18th. But grab it. It's only $9.99 for the Crowbar 9, and I mean, grab both of them. You can get them both for under $20. I mean, that's a steal, for this stuff. And if you're looking for a way at all to support the channel or to support the artists for Power Comics, this is the best way to do it. Go into floatingworldcomics.com or hit me up in my DMs, and we'd be happy to send you product, ship it out to you, obviously if you pay for it. But that's the best way to support the channel, but most importantly, the best way to support the artists behind these. Because I'm sure that's now that Crowbar 9's out, Steve's going to be looking into doing more Vendettas, which would be incredible. And so the best way to support that endeavor is to pick up these books, man. And they're only $20 for both. Less than $20 for both. That's such a good deal. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to flip back to my other cam and close out the show here and talk about next week. Let's do it. Oh, I keep saying next week, but I actually mean tomorrow on the channel. We're going to be doing a live stream tomorrow, but it's going to be a little unorthodox of a show, and I'm going to tell you why. So, obviously, y'all know, if you've been paying attention to my sort of comic collection, it's kind of shifted more towards the Golden Age. Crazy, weird Golden Age books. that I've been collecting from the 40s and some from the 50s, but it seems to be mostly 40s these days. Me and my friend Lee Polanski, who is a fellow Golden Age comic book collector, we met actually recently, and we both discovered through this that we both really like comic book covers that contain LGP. Okay, what is LGP? LGP are little green people, okay? Now let me show you this, okay? So this... because of the glare, I'm going to hold it back and I'll punch in post. But let's take a look at this. This is Marvel Comics number 29 from 1942 here. And you can see in that lower corner here, you got a pair of little green people that are up to no good there. You have a girl who's in bondage, who's, I guess, about to get saw-bladed there, and here comes a Human Torch to save the day. But those fucking LGP down in the corner there are trying to cut this woman in half. So we noticed that there's actually a large percentage of amazing, crazy, and insane Golden Age covers that involve little green people. So we're going to be counting down the top 10, maybe some other honorable mentions, the top 10 LGP covers of the Golden Age. We're going to bust out comics from my collection. He's going to bust out comics from his collection, some we don't even own. But we're going to be looking at the top 10 LGP covers, because they are fucking a treat to see, man. And I have a bunch. Lee has a bunch, but we're also going to talk about, like I said, others. So if you want to join us for that, it is going to be Wednesday, December 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Power Comics YouTube channel. So get in the chat and join us for that conversation. We're going to dive deep into the top 10 LGP covers of the Golden Age. So that's it for the show, guys. Thanks for watching. Pick up Crowbar and Earthman if you already haven't. And of course, congratulations to Adam Brooks on winning this Dreamweaver #1. I'm going to reach out to you, man, right now for this. And we're going to do another giveaway also tomorrow night. So I'll try and find something else we can do for the live stream. But anyway, thank you, everybody. And be a little patient with me, as you have many times in the past, but more so now because I'm going to be moving, and that's going to take a little bit of time before I get the internet and all that bullshit set up so I can properly stream and do more videos and so on and so forth. So have a great rest of your week. We'll do one more show, like I said, tomorrow, and then that'll probably be it for this year. So we'll see you then after that next year. But okay, guys, take care and so long.